light
Okay.
bow and compound bow.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm gonna launch.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, Eugene, you're
What's
gonna
your
do the.
favorite kind of bow, Eugene?
mm,
Light bow or
I
compound
guess
bow?
I'm
I
more
have no idea what that means.
leaning more towards light bows.
Lol, I can hear Mel's brain ticking over the double bows. Yeah, I can't understand it, but like, I'm not gonna shit on it. I mean, I'll shit on it, but like, it will be a tease. It's not gonna be like an actual shit. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna launch. Yeah,
But, like,
boys, you guys good?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, let's go. Inverted Spire, this should be an easy one to go through. Eugene, you handle the cheese as always. And yeah, let's get the arc out of the way, and then we'll do stasis for arms dealer. And then we get to proving grounds, and you can spam your grenades and try to stay alive. Alright, let's go.
By the way, Eugene's trident is a compound bow.
Oh, okay. I thought compound bows were heavy bows.
I don't understand.
Look at your bow frame. There's two kinds of frame. There's the light frame and there's the precision frame. Precision is compound.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, never looked down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you
Alright,
can
then I
just
guess
look at the
like-
shape of it. If it's like basic looking, then that's light. If it's like with lots of strings on it, that's compound.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, the shanks are at the back here. Sometimes they show up, sometimes. Oh, don't tell me I'm gonna die over these shanks. Nope.
Ooh, I'm liking this pulse.
Okay, no biggies. Let's check the, this guy. Yep. The Marauders and the Drags. To be fair, I main bows in PvP. PvE is best loadout for the job. True. I stand by that. I'm all about the best loadout for GMs. Precision frames are life. That's what Raf said, babe.
Life?
Life.
Our life.
Our life. That means he loves it. I don't understand what precision frames are, but he likes it. He loves
Oh,
it.
our life, yes. Oh shit, my mouse. My no, my mouse.
You good? You need a new mouse. You know what? I'm gonna get you a new mouse. You've been suffering for too long.
No, I love this mouse.
No, I know, but like we'll get you the same one. It's still solid,
Get
right?
you another one. and then
It's
you can-
$600.
What? $600 for a mouse?
Are you willing to spend $600 for this mouse?
Yeah.
$100,
Just
my
give me some time
God.
to raise some money then. And well, you
Yeah,
got me my
just-
mouse.
Just
Okay.
fix it for like $50.
Okay. We'll need to find someone to fix it.
Oh,
Are you
Yeah.
already at the border?
Yeah.
Okay.
By
So
the
I
way,
wanna-
Eugene, it's $600 because of
You'll go
well,
there.
no. How do I explain this in a simple term? For the viewers, it's a G502
Logitech.
like speed.
Yeah, so it's 600 ringgit, ref, not like US dollars or whatever. It's
Yeah,
probably just like divided by 4 maybe in your currency. I don't know. I don't remember the exchange rate for Australian dollars.
It's I think
been a
it's
while.
it's in 60 USD, I think.
60 what?
Ah, really?
Yeah.
60?
No, how is it 60 USD but like 600 ringgit?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
No way our currency is like 10 times less than USD.
Yeah, no. We're maybe 4 times less. I can accept that, but not
10 times.
My gosh.
Yeah, that'd be
Malaysia really
crazy.
gone down that much.
Shoot. I land on the wrong place. I'm
we're-
used to doing.
You forgot?
Yeah.
Did you forget?
No,
okay.
I landed on the wrong place.
Okay. I'm console $78 for a controller.
Well, a controller's a controller. A
he-
mouse?
Well, it's actually like 500 plus. I think I got it for 400. Close to 500.
Imagine
But yeah, it was. It's expensive because of the technology. It's wireless. It's also very low latency. So far, only Logitech has delivered this kind of latency for wireless peripherals.
Oh no, I missed.
Okay, I got the barriers.
Somehow, you got him to go boom boom as well. Nice job. I don't know how, but you did it. See, that was so smooth.
You did it.
He forgot we only did this jam like 20 times. Yeah, babe, you did. You see, Whippum's calling you out. We did this jam like so many times, farming a hot ad, and then like I don't know, I forgot how to do this.
Huh? What?
You know, we were farming hot head that week, remember? And then you forgot. So Whip is calling you out for it.
Did I say I forgot or I mistakenly went down?
Well, you missed your jump or something, didn't you? Oh, that was really bad melee.
Because I was talking to you guys and I was like, la 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 la. Wait, no, this is GM, not legend.
Yeah, it's
I forgot
it's
it is.
GM.
Yeah, I forgot this is GM. I forgot how to do things. Because usually I would go down solo and deal with the champions down there.
Legend is like psh, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Psh.
Hence why I feel confident until I realize this is GM.
Yeah. Hold on, let me go pick up some greens. I think I saw a green over there. 600 ringgit is 195 Aussie. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's yeah. Mel, you have to sing Fireworks by Katy Perry when you make everything explode. That's the rules. Me? Sing? Why would you want me to sing? I can't sing.
That's the year.
I'm not singing. Fireworks, wait. Is that the one, Do You Ever Feel Like a Plastic Bag song?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag?
Like a plastic bag. Like a plastic bag. Do you ever feel
Are you on Quickfall Hunter, babe?
like a plastic bag?
No, Mobius.
Feel like a plastic
I mean,
bag.
so you can still invest us, no?
What?
What are you doing? Oh my god, get on the thing, get on the thing, get on the thing.
I just slid down. I was like, why am I moving?
Oh my god.
Wait,
We're
hold
so
on,
chill.
Eugene.
We're so chill on this. Oh, so you would invest him, but not me. I was gonna get us to invest together, but okay. You know what? Whatever. Alright, I forgot I'm on Warlock. Shit. I hate Warlock jumps. I always forget I'm on Warlock. Sing it, bro. No, I don't want to sing. Oh my god. Shit, this is such a... shit, I forgot about the cabal up there. Let me just recuperate. Is this guy still up here? Okay.
Feel like a plastic bag. Like a plastic bag.
Oh my god.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag? Like a plastic bag. Like a plastic bag.
Do you know the full song, Eugene?
One plastic bag.
Yeah.
One plastic bag.
Yeah, I know there's a version of it that's just plastic bag on loop on YouTube.
Like it's
Oh my God.
there is one that I found. They change. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag? And then there's like the actual lyric to something, and then like every time there is like they change the next word to plastic bag.
Oh, I think I've heard that one.
Yeah. I think it's on TikTok. I need to check back my watch videos.
Eugene is our unofficial jukebox. Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god, what is that? Was it a thresher that got me?
Oh, what the heck?
Bitch!
What's with all the explosion?
Ooh, sniper. Also, that got me. I was gonna blow up my spare, but I guess it's done now. Get this guy. Okay. Right.
Like the plastic bag. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag? The plastic bag. If I want to risk it, I use my super here.
I have yet to.
Yeah, you might as well
actually
try your super.
use
You've never tried it yet.
I'm gonna die. There's so many ads. Don't know how strong my super is. I've never used this chaos reach before.
Okay.
I risk
First boss
it?
is down. This guy talking needed to be protected at all costs. Are you talking about Eugene? Raph appreciates you, Eugene. If he's talking about you.
I'm not used to using arc. I'm not sure how strong my abilities are.
Oh shit!
Do you have Geomag on?
I do.
I just wanted you to say it. I don't know. Whip, have you gotten your Geomag yet? Just, out of curiosity. Just wondering. I'm gonna kill this ad down here before it gets... Eugene, you are powerful. Yeah, with Geomag, okay. See, you've got the support from Raph. You're good. You're good.
I'm gonna try to use it later when there are more ads. I got rid of the ads here.
Okay, good. You're good. You're fine. Do you want me to stun this anti-barrier? I overshot that. How did I overshot that?
That's bad. Like the boat.
Ooh. What got me?
Plastic. Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay, anti-barrier done.
The plastic bag.
Which bitch got me? I'm probably the one down there. Okay. I'm gonna go get the other drill officer, the other boss.
Plastic bag. Plastic bag. Plastic bag.
Oh, he went to hide.
Like
This is
oh,
a
have
very-
you more than you?
A very risky move. Thank you for showing your back. There you go. Okay, unstoppable time. Oh, I would love to see the explode up there. I've never tried my warlock boom boom on this unstoppable.
Wait.
Okay, walk closer. Guys, look at that. That's so cool. Also, please keep me alive. You might have to kill the guys down there.
Yep.
Just saying. Done! Cleared! Oh my god, remember how we used to wait so long up here just to get the guy? Okay, we're good. We're done. Let's go.
Can you do the
barrier? I will try my best. If he doesn't walk away, we should be able to get it because he might still pull his barrier up.
Okay,
Can you damage him for me?
Someone go on the platform so we can have like better coverage. I'm gonna be
He's
with Mel
walking
here.
away.
Right, I'll try.
I suppose we'll never get to that.
Oh, nope. I lost.
Dude,
I lost like.
I just put my ref down!
Yes, I can see him here.
Is he coming out?
Come here, babe. Come
from
here.
there.
This guy's coming up. He's going to you, right?
Damn you!
Oh, he's coming back in.
Sorry, Whip. You know we like to tease around here. I'm gonna just make sure.
You. And he's dead.
Hey, oh, nice one, guys. Plastic bag. If he moves, you can draw him out to the left. Well, that's what I thought that would happen. What are you doing? That didn't do anything.
Like,
It just rolled
It
over.
didn't?
No, it just rolled over.
Oh, I understand.
Can you just stop hiding, Mr. Evil Boy?
You know, I still can't remember what the chorus sounds like. Can you like refresh my mind?
You're a fly, you will.
Thank you.
It's
Oh no, that's pre-chorus.
Plastic bag. Plastic bag.
You're turning it into an EDM now. A Skrillex
That's
EDM.
the actual version of it on YouTube. They just
Okay.
keep looping plastic bag. The song is actually called plastic bag. That version.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's Katy Perry plastic bag.
Where are you, Eugene? Can you go stand at where you're supposed to stand on,
Yeah,
please,
yeah.
so we can do this?
Getting my thing from.
Oh, we're doing the explosive sausages. Okay, let's go.
Didn't she made a concert singing that song? That
She?
particular
Just-
version too.
Just a bunch
I
of
feel
plastic
like-
bags.
I don't
Yeah.
know that. I don't think I've
Okay, babe, go
I think
and
I've
start
heard
the
it
thing.
before.
Ayo!
Hey, I'm a stun first, yeah.
Someone with the boom boom, please
One
stand.
Mississippi, two Mississippi. Yeah. Oh, they didn't really do much.
No, but it got the rest. Actually, I don't really mind if we don't do boom boom on this guy because I don't want to kill the dogs either. Just so we could have less Cabal fleet dropping on us. Ooh, I think I'm pretty full in ammo. I'm doing pretty okay. All right, yeah, we're almost at the boss room. This is easy. And once you're done with
Yeah.
Arc, then you can move on to your stasis. Yay! Then you're gonna get your conqueror.
Yay!
Yay!
Do you plastic bag?
Do you plastic bag?
Do you plastic bag?
Thank you, Rev. We are definitely killing it only because we know we were gonna need to be in our best loadout for Proving Grounds because we did run a little bit last night just to show Eugene the strat. Well, Eugene and Kisuke the strat.
Like a plastic bag.
Oh my God.
Die.
I survived this time! Also, the dog came with us.
Oh, Lord. Help.
Babe, you good?
Get the
Uh,
hell
Oh,
out.
he went in
yeah.
biz.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
okay.
got it, yeah.
Ow, I accidentally shoot you.
That's okay.
Oh, look at you go with your arc grenade pulsing through the floor. There you go. We're good.
You
We're
can
good.
light the grenade.
Yeah, are you gonna be an arc main next season?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try.
There's a
With the
lot of
new
new
stuff.
class artifact mods, seasonal artifact mods.
The
And,
compliment art good.
Yeah, but it's also like how many can you stack? You know, because you only have like 10 energy slots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they have like so many new class items. Oh, I forgot you can go boom boom here as well. That means that we don't have to spend so much time here as well. Oh my god.
That feels like a plastic bag.
Oh, you boom boom also the mini boss.
Uh-huh. I did.
This map is
God.
really that is fun now.
I know. I wish I could
Yeah.
just farm it again with my boom boom warlock, but I only just started playing it. I can go boom boom on my Titan as well, but it's not nearly as fun because I don't know. It's just something different about playing warlock. Oh my god! Oh my
push
god! Oh my god!
me.
I don't know. I'm just at the side here.
Yeah, you. Bag.
Guys!
That's
There
why-
was a zoo next to I've been.
Oh,
Oh my god, Eugene, where you at? You
I'm
gotta
up
come
here,
and get
I'm
us.
up
We're
here.
up here. We're
Stay
up here.
alive.
We're
Oh,
behind you.
booked it.
Stay alive.
Yep.
Oh, I thought you
We are not getting wiped at like our easiest GM, okay?
Oh. Your goals were literally on top of each other. I thought it was
Lol.
only one.
We were making out even in death. Oh man. Did not see that dude just now that got us. So
There's no more plastic bag.
no more plastic bag. Okay, well that's
Yay.
going. I'm gonna get this guy.
Okay, I'm gonna say that. It's for
No more plastic bag
Oh, I gave
No,
myself
no
at the
boom
end.
boom. That means someone else done it.
because I stunned it.
Oh yeah, okay.
It was very close to regenerating.
You got it. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Set the liar.
Plastic.
But I do
Set the
appreciate
plastic
you.
bag. the I'm gonna change set the liar to set the plastic bag now.
Keep that. Thank God, the missions are so useful. How did I not learn this?
Man, I wish I learned this too. Come over, come over. Yeah, okay. I threw that a bit too early, but should be okay. Alright, I have 18 in my Storm Chaser and 5 in my Arbalest.
I am maxed out on my heavy also.
Okay, I'm gonna use my Rift first, and then I'll use my Wall of Radiance when we get to the second level, because I feel like we might need that chance to.
Okay. I'm not sure how Chaos Breach is.
You haven't tried it yet?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, you get to try it on this boss then.
Okay, I'm thinking whether I should do it first.
Now, yeah, you should do it
level or the
first.
second.
Should do it first because the second level has those lava floors that you definitely do not want to get yourself into.
What's the distance? Like, oh, okay, this one is cooler.
No tickle fingers?
No.
Okay,
And
okay,
I did
okay,
like
cool, 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 cool,
more
cool,
than
cool, cool,
half.
cool, cool. That was cool, Eugene. Oh my god, I'm so excited to
God.
see rocking that next
Alright,
season.
Chaos Reach is definitely better than Tickle Fingers.
Okay, this pillar right here, I'm gonna put my well.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, what am I doing? Oh, guys, just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. We got this. We got this. Yay!
I have so many shit.
Hey,
You died this time, not Kisuke.
Oh, I almost, and then I quick dive.
Nice.
yeah, it's okay.
Look, we've got 20 revives, dudes. We got 20 revives. We did so good in this one. We got max amount of revives. Good job, guys. Good job.
Easy already.
Yeah,
Hit the
I wanted to
plastic bag.
start our 4GM runs on a good note, so it's like just build that momentum, you know, start with something easy, get it out of the way, and then we focus on just getting through Proving Grounds and Corrupted. I think you're gonna need a bit more time with Corrupted later because you haven't done that GM with us.
Hit the plastic bag.